Life, it's something we all live, yet so few of us truly understand. From the moment we are born, we begin a journey that no one can fully explain. We are told how to live, what to pursue, and who to become. But somewhere along the way, most of us stop asking the most important question of all. What does it really mean to live fully? Is life just about survival, comfort, or achievement? Or is there something deeper, something beyond the daily routines, the struggles, and the noise of the modern world? That question has been at the heart of philosophy for thousands of years. From the teachings of Socrates and Buddha to the reflections of modern thinkers. And maybe, in understanding their wisdom, we can begin to uncover what living fully truly means. When we talk about living fully, the first thing we often think of is happiness. We imagine success, wealth, freedom, or love, as if life's meaning lies in achieving these things. But if we look closer, happiness as a goal often slips through our fingers. The moment we get what we want, we start craving more. It's like chasing the horizon. It always stays just out of reach. Philosophers like Aristotle called this the hedonic treadmill, the endless pursuit of pleasure that never quite satisfies the soul. He believed that real fulfillment doesn't come from momentary joy, but from living in accordance with our highest potential, from becoming who we were meant to be. That's what he called eudaimonia, the flourishing of the human spirit. But what does that look like in today's world? We live in an age of constant distraction, where meaning is often buried beneath notifications and noise. We scroll, consume, and compare our lives to others, yet rarely stop to ask ourselves, am I living consciously, or just existing? Modern philosophy and psychology agree that the key to living fully is awareness, the ability to be present in each moment, to experience life not as a blur of tasks, but as a flow of experiences. To be alive, truly alive, means to feel the weight, the depth of each moment, and the reality of your existence, even in its uncertainty. Existential philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus believed that life has no inherent meaning, that the universe doesn't hand us a purpose. Instead, they argued that it's up to each of us to create our own meaning through our choices, our actions, and our authenticity. Camus wrote about the absurd, the gap between our desire for meaning and the universe's silence. But instead of despairing, he said, we must imagine Sisyphus happy. The man condemned to push a boulder up a hill for eternity finds freedom in accepting his fate and embracing it fully. To live fully, then, is not to escape the absurdity of life, but to embrace it, to find beauty in the struggle, joy in the process, and peace in the chaos. Another path to understanding what it means to live fully comes from Eastern philosophy, particularly from Buddhism and Taoism. These traditions teach that life is not something to be conquered, but something to flow with. The Buddha taught that attachment, our constant clinging to desires, identities, and outcomes, is the root of suffering. To live fully is to let go, to experience life as it is, rather than as we wish it to be. Taoism, on the other hand, speaks of living in harmony with the Tao, the natural flow of the universe. Instead of resisting change, we move with it. Instead of forcing outcomes, we allow them. The art of living, in this view, is not about control, but about alignment, being one with the rhythm of life itself. There's a quiet wisdom in that idea, because so much of what keeps us from living fully comes from resistance. We resist pain, loss, and change, but those are the very things that make us human. If we could accept the full spectrum of existence, the joy and the sorrow, the success and the failure, we might find that life becomes richer, not poorer. The Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, taught a similar lesson, that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. They believed that living fully meant living with virtue, courage, wisdom, justice, and self-discipline, because those qualities give us inner freedom no matter what the world throws at us. Marcus Aurelius, in his private writings, reminded himself daily that life is short, that we must act now, love deeply, and think clearly, because every moment could be our last. And maybe that's the secret, to remember that life is temporary. Mortality gives life its meaning. Without death, time would lose its urgency, love would lose its tenderness, and moments would lose their beauty. The awareness that we won't live forever is what wakes us up to the miracle that we are alive now. Philosophers, like Heidegger, said that we can only live authentically when we confront our mortality, when we realize that each day is a gift that won't come again. Living fully doesn't mean filling our lives with endless experiences. It means being fully present in the experiences we already have. It means to taste your morning coffee, to listen when someone speaks, to breathe deeply, to notice the sunlight, and to act with intention. But living fully also means asking deeper questions, not just what do I want, but why do I want it, and who am I becoming? The modern world often confuses living fully with doing more, traveling, achieving, collecting experiences, but sometimes the fullness of life is found in stillness, in solitude, in reflection. Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." To live fully, we must dare to examine our own minds, our fears, our beliefs, and our values. We must dare to strip away the layers of conditioning and discover what truly matters to us, not what the world tells us should matter, and what truly matters. For many, it's love, not just romantic love, but the kind that connects us to others, to nature, to existence itself. Love is the thread that runs through nearly every great philosophy. Whether it's the compassion of Buddhism, the brotherhood of Stoicism, or the empathy in humanism. Love is often seen as the essence of being alive. To love fully, to give without fear, to forgive without pride, to see yourself in others, that might be the deepest form of living. Because when we love, we transcend the illusion of separation. We stop living as isolated individuals and start living as part of something greater. Living fully also requires courage. The courage to be yourself in a world that constantly tries to shape you. The courage to pursue your calling even when it's uncertain. The courage to feel pain and not run from it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite it. Nietzsche once said, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." That means embracing your imperfections, your contradictions, your wildness, because that's where your creativity and authenticity live. Living fully is not about perfection. It's about wholeness. It's about accepting all parts of yourself, the light and the shadow, and learning from both. As we grow older, we begin to see that life is not a straight path. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about the journey itself. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every success, every quiet moment contributes to who we are becoming. The Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi teaches that beauty lies in imperfection, in transience, in the cracks and the scars of life. A broken bowl repaired with gold becomes more beautiful because of its history. Maybe our lives are like that, made more meaningful by the ways we've been broken and healed. To live fully, then, is not to seek a life free of pain, but a life rich with meaning. It's to wake up each day and choose to engage with the world, to learn, to grow, to connect, to give. It's to find peace not by escaping reality, but by embracing it with open arms. Living fully is not about having it all. It's about being grateful for what you have, aware of who you are, and open to what life brings. It's about realizing that the small moments, laughter with friends, watching the sunset, helping someone in need, are not distractions from life. They are life. So, if you want to live fully, start by slowing down, listen, feel, reflect, let go of what you can't control. Be honest with yourself. Do what matters. Love without holding back. And remember, no one else can live your life for you. You are the author of your story, the sculptor of your soul. Life doesn't owe us meaning. We create it, moment by moment, through how we live, love, and act. And maybe, when we learn to live that way, with awareness, courage, and compassion, we finally begin to understand what it really means to live fully.